Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching. Whoa! What's going on, everybody? Hey, thanks, Eugenie. Alright. Well, it looks like there has been a crime scene declared in the Audrii Cunningham case. I mean, it's sad, but I think we all knew that. And it's good news too that there is, going to be an answer probably coming up here. The worst thing in the world is when you have a missing child and they're missing for the rest of your life. That's the thing. In this case, there's an answer, and perhaps we'll see what this turns out to be. Didn't really have time to go over these, so we can look at them together. Maybe we can try to figure out exactly the spot. I'll figure it out on my own on the show. Alright, so hold on. So Audrii Cunningham, latest area of US 59 and Trinity River Bridge is now a crime scene. Okay, so it says Thursday morning, US 59 and Trinity River Bridge. Oh wow, so that's the, that must be where he took them, actually. So I think that's over here, right? I mean, this is the Trinity River and Highway 59, and they're right down there, it looks like. So they're probably, that image you're looking at is right where it turns underneath the highway there. See that? It goes like that and it curves, and then you can see that outline of a bridge right there. So that's going to be right here. So that means this area is a crime scene. And remember I was pointing out the other day how there's snags right here in the water? I think that might be exactly where they might have found her right here, if it is indeed a crime scene. But this is a place where you'd want to block it off even if you have search and rescue people coming down this direction. There's a few other spots that we pointed out downstream that had these various obstacles that would snag a body if it were in the water. Thanks, Tito. So it says, crime scene tape surrounded an area of US 59 and the Trinity River Bridge Tuesday as a search for Audrii Cunningham entered day 6. On Monday, law enforcement announced an increased reward of $10,000 for information leading to the arrest. And we don't know why they're making this a crime scene. Maybe there's an element to the crime, and perhaps she's not even in this location right here. We don't know. Audrii has been missing since Thursday morning. An Amber Alert was issued after she didn't get off the school bus, but investigators learned Audrii never made it to school. Investigators believe, or get on the school bus. She never made it to school. Investigators believe the last person to see her was their main person of interest, Don Stephen McDougal. He admitted to leaving the house with Audrey on Thursday morning. Well, I mean, where else would she be? Audrey has blonde hair and blue eyes. She's about 4 foot. All right, so let's go. Let's see if there's anything. What we know right now. Investigators believe Audrey has been missing since about 6:45 a.m. Thursday. This is in KHOU 11 again. Her family reported her missing after she didn't get off the school bus. An Amber Alert followed the missing person report. Investigators later learned Audrey never got on the bus, nor did she report to school Thursday. The Texas Department of Public Safety identified Don Stephen McDougal, 42, as the main person of interest. He is a family friend who lives in a camper behind Audrey's home. And we showed yesterday on the show, you can actually see the camper. Oops, Jesus. Man, some of these new windows, I don't press them. I try to make it windows about as old school as possible. Man, these things just pop up if you move the mouse over in the wrong location. All right, so if you go down to Street View right here, I think that's the camper. And then I was on the show yesterday, I was thinking you can probably see the camper from right here. Well, hell, they even drive right there. I didn't even realize that. So you can probably turn and... Oh, this is too old, though. It's 2008. That's why. If you go back out to the street, this is 2000 and... Here, let's see. Hold on. Right there. Now we have one from May of this year. You can see the camper top right there. If you move a little bit further down and look back over there, right there, this unit, you can see it. That's probably where he lives, because that one matches the right here. So it's almost exact same angle, like if you were looking at it just like that. So I think he's living in that. 4 p.m. Central. So is that at, what time is it right now? Hold on a second, I'll look it up. What time is it in Livingston, Texas? 2:50. You're saying it's at 4 p.m. All right, so that's in an hour and 10 minutes. Oh man, I have to actually. I'll probably have to stay on now. All right, but how about this, you guys? We haven't given money to Nick Meck for a while, so how about you guys? If you send in super chats, I'll match whatever the super chat total is for the show. I'll send in to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. How does that sound? All right, that way we can do some good with something so shitty. Anybody into that? They just finished a press conference a few minutes ago. Which one was that? Can you send me a link, Shimona V, please? Can you do it? Yeah, it's cool and everything, but let's get going here. Yeah, so send me an email, Shimona V, of the press conference you just watched. Yeah, we know that's not where the backpack was found. Okay. The backpack was found right over here, and that's not where they're at. Justin Oki. What's that face, Truth Sleuth? Don't know what that means. Hey, thanks, Paulette Leonard. Would be interested in seeing the press conference if someone sends it to Gray. Yeah, well, I guess there was one before, but there's another one, right? Coming up in an hour and 10 minutes. Is that true, or? Thanks, Tawny Lee. Hello, Nicole B. I think so. Yeah, somebody, let's get that verified. If there is one at 4 o'clock. Okay, so you got that, Truth Sleuth? So somebody said that there was another one earlier. like just a few minutes ago. And so send me a link to that, and then let me know when you send that one. Thanks, K-Crime and Axion. Yeah, even though YouTube takes 30%, I'll still match whatever what we do in the super chats in here. K-Crime, Axion. We'll do it in honor of her. Put her name on there. Audrii Cunningham. Thanks, Axion, Sandra Halford, Mona L, Lisa L. And also, don't forget to watch, this evening we're going to do another show regarding, there's a documentary coming out on the Delphi case. They seem like they go pretty hard on Ron Logan again. I mean, it's just, so thankfully, there's going to be somebody like me in there that is focused on Richard Allen. All right, Jesus, you got to be kidding me. Alright, this is another one. Crime scene declared 6 days after 11-year-old Audrii Cunningham disappeared. So it was declared, not like, it says, an area where search efforts were being made for missing 11-year-old Audrii Cunningham is now a crime scene, authorities announced on Tuesday. Well, that sounds more ominous, Officials are expected to hold a press conference Tuesday afternoon, live stream channel, in the video above, latest update. Okay, so we're gonna have to hang out until we get to that. Look at that, Lisa L, 9 months. Thank you. And thanks, Angel's mama. All right, let me put the where we're at up here. Okay, so we're up at the top. Once it gets halfway, you can start reading the number. Yeah, when they sound like they've been looking there, and then let's see if this one gives more direct information on where it was. Whether he dropped her off or she made it to the bus stop is unclear. Well, it's clear, I mean, I think if you have a logical mind, it's obviously she didn't get dropped off at the bus stop. And we also know now that McDougal took them directly to where they have it as a crime scene. Right, I know. I mean, I already know where the crime scene is. I've located it. Yeah, we've already got that. Well, unless that article was completely wrong. This one right here. Yeah. Right, so this says right here that the law enforcement is expected to provide an update on the search. Okay, there it is. There's the 4 p.m. On Monday, law enforcement announced an increase. Where did we just see that location mentioned? Yeah, let's see what it says in here.
Search for Audrii Cunningham resumed this morning along the Trinity River in Livingston. It has now been 6 days since the 11-year-old was reported missing. Meanwhile, a person of interest who lived behind the family's home remains locked up on unrelated charges. Jason Miles is live just off of Highway 59 at the river with the latest. Jason.
Hey, Sherman, yeah, we're standing on the south side of the Trinity River between Shepherd and Livingston, where law enforcement, the presence here, according to my photographer.
Yeah, thanks, Kami, Mag, Christy Kazi, and Danny Stansell, and Kathleen Kanik.
Photographer who was out here yesterday.
Yeah, see, this is the spot right here. See, that's the, where they're at is the Trinity River and the, what the hell is that? On Highway 59, right here. That guy is doing that reporting, standing right here. There's a straightaway, and then it curves and goes underneath, right? And that's exactly where this individual is talking. See how the road goes down, and then it goes underneath the freeway right there? In fact, I bet we could go down and see that little sign right there, just to verify where he's standing. I bet you anything that we could go. Let's see, he's going underneath there. I don't know, hopefully we'll just see if it's the right spot or not. What day is this one? Shit, I don't even know what. I don't know what side he's on though. It could be over here. Well, I know he's on this side, facing that direction, but you have to. The bridge that he's not on is the other side over here. So he's. I think he's right here. Sorry. Now that I look at that again, let's go to right here. And there we go. There's that sign. So they just make that turn, and that whole area is blocked off. And there's the sign. So oh, really? A body was found? Jesus. Who said that? Where does it say that? Okay, so that sign right there that you're looking at is the one in the background in this shot right there. So that is the spot. It's around the corner, then it goes underneath and then heads that direction. So I was a little bit off originally, but that is the spot. Hey, thanks, Christy Kazi. Where does it say? Yeah, send me a link if you say that a body was found. Okay. Okay, well, send me a link that says that. Well, if she was found there, then of course she wouldn't be alive. That's, yeah. Thank you, Nina Armstrong and Peekaboo Cockatiel. Now, Fox News is? Okay, let's see. Well, can you send me a link to my email with that in it, please? It's grayhuze2@gmail.com.
They increased over the last 24 hours, law enforcement on both sides of the river. Take a look at video we shot yesterday from Air 11 over the river, where the search has been ongoing for days now. Boats in the water in relation to the Cunningham search. You may recall investigators discovered a child's backpack near the Lake Livingston Dam. That was last Friday. And yesterday, the sheriff telling us there was a high probability.
So that's interesting. Now we go back to what I was originally had. I don't know why he was up north, if they believe he was, but now we go back to the original theory that he left. This is where an assault took place. Then he drove this direction, and then the FBI was looking in the area here and bagged some items. Maybe he was dumping things. He may have even killed her here, and then drove around and then put her body in the water in this location. That's why that's a crime scene. All right. So that's the original theory that we had on here. Thanks, Sonia and Cheryl. Well, let's see. Okay. So there's a whole bunch of different people sent in. I mean, it's like I got 1,000 emails now. Let me just go back to the first one. Okay, so here's one of the links. Audrii Cunningham missing, body found in Trinity River. According to Fox 26 sources, missing 11-year-old Audrii Cunningham was found dead Tuesday afternoon. So that means she was just found like moments ago. Search crews located her body in the Trinity River near Livingston, Texas. The officials have scheduled a press conference for 4 p.m. at the scene where her body was discovered. Now, if you remember watching the show the other day, when there was a guy with boots on the ground that saw McDougal here pointing into the river, and then we had to find where it was. We were able to, just based on what it looked like and a description that he gave, a boat ramp near this area, we found this spot. And then what you do after that, the river flows to the right here, and we know that because if you go back to the dam, you see the dam, the water coming over, and it's flowing this direction. See that? So it's going downstream. So once you have that information, you look right here, and we were talking about these areas right here that could, if you put a body in the water, would snag. Now, it might not even be in the water at all. It could be like the Evansdale, case, or Lyric and Elizabeth, right? Like she's in the woods here somewhere. Okay, we don't know where she was found now because this is a wooded area. But if she was in the water, you have this area here, and multiple spots downstream, right in here, and then especially right in this area. And that's probably the same place they would still cordon off and then get the search crews down into these areas here. Right. That makes sense? Alright, so let's see. Search crews located her body in, so it was in the Trinity River. I should have read the next sentence. Near Livingston, Texas. I did read that. I just forgot that it said it. Officials had scheduled a presser for 4 p.m. at the scene where her body was discovered. So they are going to talk from there. An Amber Alert was issued, and he'll be charged now with first-degree murder. When she didn't get on the school bus in her Livingston area neighborhood. If somebody has access to those court systems where, they immediately, you can see who was charged, see if you can find that. Don Stephen McDougal is the latest, or the last person to be with 11-year-old Audrii Cunningham, yeah. So let's see if there's a different, we got a whole bunch of different links. No, that's the same one, Fox. And that's the same one. And let's see. And so everybody sent me the same Fox 26 Houston link. Also, thanks to Kimberly on PayPal there. Yeah, that's crazy. Jesus. It's weird how it sort of circled back to here, because remember yesterday they sounded really interested in this area up here. But it could be that he went up here at some point. Because there was a screenshot that I saw this morning that Zozo sent me, was this wet deck, like hamburger place here, said that it filmed what they believe is his car, but it was going this direction at 7:39. So maybe after the assault, he drove way up here really fast and made it look like he was fishing up here. Like he turned his phone on. I mean, this is a thing I could see him doing. So he didn't have his phone on at all, and he assaults her down in this area, kills her, throws her in the water down here after dumping some items. Then he drives all the way up to the Onalaska area where he said he was fishing, and he turns his phone on. And he's up there for a little bit, and then he just stays there for a few minutes, turns his phone on, and then he drives back, and then he's spotted at 7:39 heading back this direction. So that would be like an hour's time, and all this stuff is really close to each other, right? I mean, it's only 10 miles total all around. Although, I don't know, that seems pretty tight to do that. But anyways, they think he was heading this direction at 7:39. There will be a Will Air conference. Yeah. Yeah, you made it live. All right. Hey, thanks, Believe Angel. By the way, and what I was saying is, if you send in super chats, we'll match the amount to the. I'll send in the same amount that you see up on the screen up there to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. In her name. All right. Yeah, maybe fishing was an alibi, because he did say he was up fishing up there, and he was heading back. So I could see him having his phone turned off, then he turns it on when he's fishing, and then leaves it on the way back. So it looks like he's coming from fishing. But man, it is pretty tight, though. It's like a
search for Audrii Cunningham resumed this morning along the Trinity River in Livingston. It has now been 6 days since the 11-year-old was reported missing. Meanwhile, a person of
there she. Oops. Yeah. All right. Welcome, Beth Katzenberger. You're now officially a freak. Actually, you're an official freak just for if you're here watching regularly. But you're a card-holding member of being a freak. You know, the weird part is I think, like, we've covered this case really well. No conspiracy stuff, just factual, you know, again, using the screenshots, and it feels like it was really pretty good. I mean, yesterday they threw us a curveball in the press conference, having them go up here, but originally we just had it right down in this area. You know, Audrey was at her father's home, and his father, I guess, her father was out of town. And his name is Joshua. He had a person living on his property named Don Stephen McDougal, who has a criminal record as long as, like an encyclopedia, really. I mean, you'd still be reading it if he started yesterday. And he lived apparently in this camper right here. And the really interesting element is the text message exchange he had with Audrey's mom, Cassie, where he basically was saying, oh yeah, they slam you all the time, make you seem like a scary person. And she's like, oh man, yeah, that sucks. You know, they kept her inside for a month, etc. They pretend you're in the woods as a boogie monster. And then he said, but you know what? Let's set up a clandestine meeting somehow. He didn't use that word. You've probably never heard of it. But they set up a meeting somewhere. And, you know, like, let's go fishing, and I'll pretend that, you know, we're going fishing, and then you can meet her. And she goes, well, I don't really want to go unless I know that she really wants me to meet her. So that made me think higher of Cassie at that point, because she actually cared about Audrey's feelings and, like, you know, didn't want to upset everything. And she didn't have custody either. And it felt like that was a setup, because he knew what he was doing. This was a text message exchange on the night before, on Valentine's Day. Okay, so that means he knew what he was going to be doing in the morning. So one of the concerns I had was he trying to get Cassie out there too, and he was going to kill her after assaulting Audrey, kill the mother, and then show law enforcement the text message exchange and come up with some sort of story how, yeah, we went, met, and then they walked away to talk for a little bit and never saw him again. And it would sort of make sense, like she abducted her own kid because she lost custody, right? And apparently, you know, at one time she tried to do something, they say, something similar. So I think that's what he was trying to do there. Hey, thank you very much, Truck Stop Murder and True Crime. And thanks, Joyce Lee. Yeah, and so in that morning, apparently they have the vehicle and everything on camera at 6:45 driving out. Then it was, I think, later in the day, or it could even have been the next day, they found her backpack right here. And then, you know, one of the boots on the ground, I think her name is, what is it? I can't remember. I can't remember, darn it. That sucks. But anyway, she was filming right down here. It was like Grizzy, like Hood something or other. Yeah, like Grizzy Hood News. That's what it was. Grizzy Hood News. That's right. I just remembered. Okay, so anyways, they were looking right down in this area, and there looked like some FBI guys and gals with paper bags. And then not too long after that, the other boots on the ground guy, I forgot his name, came in and said that he was standing right, well, somehow he drove into this area and he saw that McDougal got out and pointed into the water. So then we seemed like we had it really dialed in, like boom, you know, this is the route almost he took. But then yesterday they kind of threw us a curveball with the whole, you know, heading up north on 3126, and then they had this road blocked off here. And I'm not really sure why. This area here to me, other than inside here, is just incredibly populated. I mean, it's right along the road. It's right on, it looks like a really popular spot there. Out here, though, is nothing. I mean, and it's almost like he planned where to put her too, because off of this area, had you put her over here, as we were saying the other day, it sort of puts you in the area as she's going downstream, and people might have seen her. But now you go over here, and it's outside of the general area, and she would have been going down like this. Now, when I say that, we did a case a year and a half ago or so where this lady, I can't remember, it's a college student, she drove up to a bridge, parked her car really fast, the door was open, and she just jumped into the river. Nobody really knew at first, but you could tell that's kind of what happened. And her body was 80 miles away downstream in like 4 or 5 days. It was absolutely incredible how far she traveled down that stream. You guys remember that one? Unbelievable. So you never really know, but when you have these meandering type streams like this, there's lots of chances to get snagged up on every time it makes a turn and goes to a bank. And unfortunately, that's just, this is a true crime channel, and we're talking about what likely happened here. Now, since they've cordoned off this area, that means she was found near here and not next to, it looks like there's not a lot of roads going around there, but if it was over here, they probably would have cordoned off this area here. They don't want people coming to this spot, because then you'd be able to get near the crime scene, which is likely, I think, as we were saying the first night after we figured out where this spot was, based on the boots in the ground guy, was these snags in the water right here. And then there's other snags too going down. It doesn't look very deep in some of these spots here, but anyways, that's just the reality of the situation right there. Horrible. In and out, or something like dropping off and on. All right. Whose mic? Is my mic going in and out? I don't think so. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Yeah, it's Highway 59, yeah. Yep, and all these pins we've had, like you'll see other channels that have the exact copy of the route and everything, how to get there. But rest assured, you guys, we were doing it first here with the mapping. Yeah, it made more sense that yeah, I know. Didn't that sound the stuff yesterday? Right, and he told people he was fishing. But I think he went up there though, Zozo. That's the thing. So he told people he was fishing. So I think after, man, this would have had to been really quick. But it's interesting because if it is true that this wet deck restaurant filmed the car going by at 7:39 coming from that direction, man, what does that mean? Does that mean he was up here, he drove all the way up to Unalaska up here, and then just turned his phone on up there to make it look like he was fishing? I mean, it's a really tight time frame, because 6:45 and then 7:39 he does all that. Was he, here's one thing we don't know, is when he would have dumped the body, unfortunately put Audrey's body in the water there. He could have done that after the 7:39. It'd be kind of stupid to be driving around with someone in the car, but a body in the car. But what do you guys think about that? Yes, it is, Jane. I think that's why I a lot of times cover the missing person cases of children and females. It seems like there's always a nefarious angle. Why not? Why not, D. Chauvin? Yeah, you always see people copying all the time. How is that disrespectful? What the hell are you talking about? I'm talking about the mapping, you fool. Jesus. There's such crazy people that show up out of nowhere. Something hesitating. I don't think it's his mic. What do you mean? Are you guys, are any of you else? Yeah, so what? If I don't brag, who's going to brag? I just want to say that, yeah, we do things first here. Get rid of that person. Is it wrong if somebody go, hey, everybody, we did it first here? You see it, you hear it all the time. I mean, it's not like, it's ridiculous. Anyways, we get a ton of trolls on this channel. Now, if I'm ever doing well on this channel, they show up in droves. So just realize that that's what you might see in the comment section. Right, so I think it is fine. You might want to check your own headphones and like plug it in, plug it out, reboot your phone or whatever the hell you're listening on, and there's nothing wrong over here. Okay, so we've only got about another 42 minutes here until the press conference, apparently. So, do you guys want to do some phone calls? You can call in, something like that. Let's see. There you go. Let's call in and let me know what you're thinking. And there you go. Was she found? Yes, she was. Apparently, Fox 26 is saying that her body was found, or a body was found, and they're having a press conference. And it was found right where he was seen pointing into the river. Yeah, well, no, there was no mods getting rid of the comments, so I had to address it, unfortunately. Let's see. I wish I wasn't the news, though. I can't believe I was... What do you mean you're part of breaking the news? You mean because you said it on here, you mean? How are you part of breaking news, Shimona? What happened? Oh, I know, Danny. I know. They have had his vehicle. All right, I'll just show you that one article that we were just looking at again, so people can get the update. I got a question. Why do you attract so many trolls? Well, I attract trolls because I don't allow sensationalism and wild speculation, so it offends them. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, that's just the way it is. You know, I don't know what to tell you. Hey, thanks, Leanna, also. Appreciate that. All right, here we go. And whenever anybody's successful, but they don't toe the conspiracy line, they get attacked on social media. You got to be one of the nut jobs, or you get attacked. All right. So moderators, whenever you see comments like that, just remove them or block them immediately from the channel. That's just how it works. All right. All right. So search crews located her body in the Trinity River near Lexington, Texas. What does it say on this one? So this is helicopter footage. Maybe we can take a look at this. Thank you, Simply Me. Oh, way back then, huh? Nice. Yeah, so these guys are underneath there. They have it totally blocked off. Okay. Right. All right. So what we're looking at right now in this shot is just like that. I don't think it's going to be in this area. I guess, you know, could be, but I doubt it. There's a boat ramp. Probably looking for more items in the water. Oh, they're putting them back out. Oh, no, they're trying to get it on. Well, we do guess. I mean, we speculate on here, but it's always based on the factual information given, you know, either in news articles or in press conferences, or, you know, people literally on the ground filming something, right? We don't just invent something, like you come up with a conspiracy theory based on, ooh, they're friends with so-and-so and then therefore this, and come up with this wild thing when it, doesn't exist. But once more information comes in, especially when the probable cause document is released here, we'll just map it all out and get it figured out, and you'll know exactly where everything took place and how it went down. Yeah, it looks. The river looks really high. Did it rain a lot? Has it rained a lot there since she went missing? Is that pretty consistent with what it might have looked like, you guys? What do you think? Well, I guess nobody's calling in. I'll take that off the screen. All right, so it looks like we have another 34 minutes to go here. I mean, what a nightmare. This is a case that's weird because I bet you it sounds like McDougal was a groomer. Like he's out there grooming, the tattoos, like they were friends and everything, and probably got her trust all geared up for one day, and he planned it out too for a long time. It wasn't a spur of the moment, and we know that because of the text message exchange, and it happened the next morning. So that, to me, means it was premeditated all the way, planned out. How about you guys? What do you think of that? Don't you think the fact that the text message exchange was the night before and then he abducts her the next morning, that almost like certainly makes it premeditated? Yeah. Hey, thanks, Peter. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where are you getting that from? Is that from his friends, associates? Is Zozo in the reports when you're saying he was friends with 2 known pedophiles? Is that because you looked up associates on one of those reports, like been verified, and then looked up their criminal record? I mean, where are you getting that information from? You mentioned it to me last night, but I don't just put it out there. He pled down to enticement. Did you? He's tagged in Facebook. I don't know what that means. Hey, thanks, Ely. You mean like he's the reports, or you just looked up that he just people that tagged him and then you looked those people up? No, I'm matching, you know, whatever we're getting in super chats in here. I'm going to match that to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in honor of Audrii Cunningham. We'll put it on there. Yeah, so right now, I think there was somebody that sent me a PayPal too, so I'll add that in there. Or we'll just make it, if we get up to 500, I'll send that in. All right, so we are, I think we're at like 414. And then anything over that we'll put into the pool. Help support the channel, and you know, at the end of the month, we give away a ton of money yet again. We've already given $600 this month to the Abby and Libby Ballpark Fund again, and got 2 bricks. I just sent off the information on the bricks this morning. I feel like Kevin Bacon in Death Sentence. Incredible movie. I like Kevin Bacon. They should have kept going with that one show that he was on. I can't remember what it was where he was. It was like a show on TV. It's kind of creepy. No, who doesn't like bacon? It was funny. It was weird when there's a guy named Kevin Bacon who got murdered. And then he wrote something, wow, another Kevin Bacon. It was strange. Remember that time? I think that was that house where that person was murdered in this guy's house, and then one person escaped and ran down the street. Something like that. Mm-hmm. The investigator said he didn't confess. I think he basically, you're confessing if you take people to a crime scene and start pointing. Whether you're lying at the location or not is that's the issue. But you're confessing at that point, right? I mean, if you're innocent, you don't take them somewhere and start pointing at things. Because at that point, you're admitting that you have some sort of knowledge of something, but you might be lying as to the where, right? Oh yeah, he looks crazy, that guy. That thing. Is there another one? Let's see. District Attorney Shelley Sitton will provide significant update on the search for 11-year-old Audrii Cunningham at 1737 North Washington Avenue in Livingston at 4 p.m. That's in 27 minutes. Hey, thanks, Hartley. I mean, normally on this channel, when people send in super chats, it goes to help support the channel, and I donate a ton of money to charity. But on today's show, we're going to make it where the amount of super chats that come in, and we'll match it. Well, I'll go up to $500 on this show. I mean, I don't know if we're going to get there, but I'm going to do 500 regardless. So there you go. What do you think of that? To the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which is an absolutely amazing organization who help out families with incredible resources and law enforcement. They have, I don't what the hell they're doing behind the scenes. I'd like to get one of them on as a guest, but man, they're incredible. They catalog, put everything in there, and they work with law enforcement and keep the families updated. There's just a lot of sex offenders out there, Zozo. Yeah. It's just what you call is just negligence, but they're not the ones that killed, So I don't know what you would find. You go, wow, what a shitty living condition, but don't really have anything to do with. I mean, I guess we'd have to wait and see, right? I mean, thanks, Believe Angel and Annie T. And Sweet Caroline. Da, 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 da. All right, well, we're almost there, And Nina Armstrong and 8675309. Look at that, 2 songs right there. You have Sweet Caroline and 8675309. Right in a row. What are the odds of that, huh? Man, that's incredible. Who's going to be called Sound of Silence? That's my favorite song. And the Simon & Garfunkel version. Now, close second is the Disturbed. Okay, we'll give them that. Okay, so the press conference is coming up in 25 minutes. We're just kind of hanging on until then. Has a younger brother living with their grandma and dad. Yeah, isn't that the other name that was mentioned in the text message exchange? The younger brother? I think it was. What do you mean, where is the boy? What do you mean, where is the boy? What does that mean? Yeah, they found her body in this location right here. So apparently the same location that a person wearing a striped shirt with bald head, which was McDougal, who pointed into the water right here, because law enforcement admitted it in that press conference that it was him. They found a body, and they're having a press conference coming up, and it was obviously, I mean, I guess it's possible it was over here, but I don't, just to me it seems like right here, and then somewhere downstream, obviously, is where she was found. Probably, we pointed to this set of debris under the water that might be a snag of some sort. And, unfortunately, another thing is that, this is about the time it takes for, some gases to build up. And so even if he did use that 25-pound weight, after her body built up gases, it would float to the surface. And a lot of these idiots who commit crimes like that, we remember that in the Russell and Shirley Derman case, where they live in Georgia on the small community, and somebody came up on a boat, came inside the house, cut the father's head off, and Derman, he was like 80 years old. They're both 80-something years old, and then they took Shirley Derman out, and then weighted her down with cinder blocks, or I think it was, and then later on she floated to the surface, but they've never found Russell Derman's head, and that case is one of those crazy, unsolved, somewhat cold case. I mean, unbelievable. But that is what happens. Thanks, Pixie Blue and Skiz. Yeah, you guys should look that one up. Russell and Shirley Derman. Absolutely crazy. Now, nobody even knows what the motive is. It's wild. It's just somebody pulls up on a boat, goes up into their house, and kills both of them. And it might have been, it almost felt like the proof, like the head was taken to prove that they murdered him to somebody else. But why was there, they couldn't find anything. The Layla song stuck. What Layla song? What do you mean? Maybe I should change the title of my video to okay. There we go. Why so many sick people? Well, we got, the more people you get, the more sick people there are, right? Like if let's say 1% of the population, let's just use 10% because it's easier. Let's say 10% of the population are nutty, and you have 100 million people. Well, that would be 10 million people are nutty. But once you get up to 300 million people, now there's 30 million nutty people, even though it's the same percentage. If you have 1 billion people, well, now you've got 100 million people that are crazy. Yeah, we already know that. Big Bird 420. We've been talking about that for way before Nancy Grace did. How do you like that? I didn't make a Twitter post, though. Nancy Grace just posted. Yeah, well, we've been talking about it for the last 25, 30 minutes. Thank you, Misha. Does covering death get hard to do day in, day? Well, not really, because it's just sort of, after a while, I had a, like I always say, when I had a brother that passed away, so sort of, makes it so it's easy to look at other things without getting too emotionally attached, and you're just sort of, when you cover crime over and over and over again, it becomes more of a puzzle than, you just gotta have to sort of detach yourself from the feeling for the people, because once you start feeling really, getting too into it, you always see people like, I can sleep for weeks wondering, well, how, then you really shouldn't be doing true crime, because your ability to focus in on what's going on is almost zero at that point. You'll buy into almost every conspiracy, anything that supports your feelings that you had inside, you'll just jump on that. So what the best way to do is just to remain neutral. Now there are times, in cases where I think about what it would be like in that exact situation that we know happened, and it makes me really bummed out, like I've done that in the Abby and Libby case, it kind of, makes you get emotional, but then you immediately can detach again and get back into the factual elements of a case, right? I mean, I think there's a lot of people that follow true crime that shouldn't be following true crime because it almost seems like it mentally affects them too much. You know, the people that you see that make the posts out there that go, man, I haven't slept in days. I have cold sweats when I wake up, and it's like, then why are you doing this? Why are you doing it? I understand getting upset and feeling bad, like in this case. It's horrendous. You know, this girl had no chance, given the lot in life with the parents that she unfortunately had, and you know, the mother seems like she cared, but she just did drugs at one point. Yeah, but the thing is here's the thing, everybody. If you have children, why are you even considering doing drugs? It's just, that in itself is already so irresponsible that it's almost hard to believe, right? It's, man, if you have kids, man, you gotta be, they're your focus. Everything that you do, your work, and things like that are to, like, make their lives better and do everything it takes to make their life great. Not, hey, I need to feel great today, and go, you know, start injecting your arms with drugs and shit like that. It's just sick, you know. I mean, I know a lot of the freaks, you know, like, you know, Zozo, Plato, you know, I don't really, you know, a lot of times I don't know all the details they're about, but they're good parents, you know, like they actually give a shit. And it's weird, you know, I'm sort of a new parent to, you know, my wife has had 2 kids, and they finally came here. They're like 24 and something, but I do whatever I can to help them. You know, it's weird. It's just kind of a, yeah, but I, you know, I don't understand. I don't get it. Yeah, I just, it seems so ridiculous. And then the father, are you kidding me? Like, you didn't look into a guy that you have in your yard that has a huge swastika on his body. You let your daughter put tattoos on him, and you just sound like a pile of crap. You know, I don't give a damn if you're sad today because you put your daughter in that situation. Yeah, that's the reality of it. Yeah, my wife, you know, she's from the Philippines originally, and no, she's not a mail order bride, everybody. I know that's the question that the trolls want to type in. And she had a couple kids over there, and we've been taking care of them financially, going through school and everything over there for a long time. And they were supposed to be over here like 3 years ago, but then the pandemic slowed everything down, and then finally they came here last year. It's been really cool, you know. They're awesome. One of them's having kidney stone surgery because he went back to visit the Philippines, and when he got there, they found these kidney stones. So he's got to have, I guess they're lasering it out, and then using after it's broken up, we'll pull out the chunks and everything. But man, what a nightmare! Jesus. We're waiting it's really early in the morning over there, apparently still, so. Yeah. I haven't been there, no. I don't even know if I could make it there. My problem is I know it sounds crazy, but I don't seem to be able to go to the bathroom on planes because of the pressure or whatever up there, and I'm nervous. I hate flying, and it hurts like hell. You know, so I got to figure out I'm gonna have to wear like one of those, a catheter or something on an airplane. It's weird. We haven't been able to figure it out. Worse news, but at least no more unfruitful hope. Yeah, it's terrible news. So we're just kind of waiting now. It's 1:47. Are you still out there, Truth Sleuth? Maybe you can get me a link again. Or anybody, really. Oh, I also know that, like, Mag's a good mom, and yeah, I've had conversations with other people about their kids and everything, and you know, you can just tell. You know, that's not a real name, but ah, jeez. I'm laughing because I just got a message from Truth Sleuth who said, I finally just got COVID. Man, that is a long time. That's a miracle. Airplane toilet rooms, too small. I don't take. Oh yeah, yeah. Also, yeah, they're tiny in there. Are they bigger in first class? The bathrooms? Yeah, KHU11. That's the one that seems to always have it. Here, I'm going to switch over to Firefox. I think that one does better. The hell? There. Is this the live right here?
Comcast Business is introducing the Small Business Bonus.
That's
For a
right,
limited time, you can get up to a
Comcast
$1,000 prepaid card with qualifying internet. So switch to business internet from the company that powers more businesses than anyone else. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Death of George Floyd, a black man who was killed due to police brutality. He says he saw a lack of accountability.
Okay, so this is the...
Since Asian rappers were, quote, they made a boatload of money.
Alright. Well, somebody has a different link. Send it to my email. That way I have options. Hey, thanks, Jay Tharp. Thank you, Gray, for all you do. I sent some pictures of the area of volunteers and sheriffs searching by the dam. An article of him living in a camper behind their house. Yeah. Trying to find. Oh, thanks, Mac. Appreciate that. Wow. Yeah, I guess this is some sort of pictures. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's the right search area, though. I don't know. Oh, we'll take a look at those later. Maybe I'll show them later. I'm not sure what that is. All right, how about how much time do we have here? I'll tell you what. Right now, I'm gonna go to Knickknack. All right, and we're gonna send. I'm gonna send in $600. So here we go. Let me hold on. I'm not sure how if it gets me to sign in. Can I do it? Oh, I have to do, it's all different now. Hold on a second. I have to put in my private information. Do you want to receive a free Knickknack tote bag? I don't need to have that. I can save me money. All right, so the comment is going to be in memory of Audrii Cunningham. Life too short. What else do you guys want to put on there? I have in memory of Audrii Cunningham. It has more space. You guys have something else you want to type in there? Anything? I'm just trying to finish it off right here. I'm not sure if I have to go get my card or something because it doesn't say yet. Okay, Forever 11. Okay. All right. That sounds good. All right. Forever 11, she was a little star. How do you like that? Okay, there we go. Okay, good. Well, it's actually going to be $631 because they have to pay. They have a fee there. So $631.21, and I'll show you the receipt here in a second. I have to fill out stuff though. Logging in. Almost time here. Yeah, that's it. It's processing the donation, and there it is. Thank you for your gift donation. Amount $631.88. Boom. And then let me go to check my email. Should be coming in here in a second. We always have to prove it because you know the trolls out there. Everyone else just claims it and it's okay, but not here. So there it is. It just came in. Service at the PayPal just came in right there. It says thank you for paying with PayPal. Donation to National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, $631.88. All right, there you go. Oh, and the date, February 20th, 2024. Okay. All right. Hey, see? Boom. We got it. All right. So thank you guys for making that happen. Very cool. Very cool. All right. So let's get, I mean, hopefully they're going to be setting up here soon. I guess we'll see. We will see. Yeah, make sure to hit that like button, you guys. We're only at 444 likes. We're going to need a hell of a lot more than that. There should be 732 likes because that means you didn't like that we just gave $632 to Knickknack in honor of Audrii Cunningham. Someone put poop in their beard. Wasn't me. Huh? Well, cool, Miss Single. Yeah, I've been doing live streams for 6 years. Almost every single day for 6 years. I must be in a weird algorithm. A link. Okay. Let me just see if your link's different than the one I have. I didn't get an email from you. There's no email. So, oh, there you go.
Red Ledges is a 2,000-acre community designed for better living. Between our close-knit community of more...
Okay, all right. Thank you for sending that. Yep, there's movement over here, so that's I want to have it closer up like that on the face, you know. This is KHOU11. Ah, geez, hold on a second. How loud is this? I'll boost it.
Good afternoon. Thank you for being here today. I want to first start by thanking...
Oh man, that's not my end. Hold on. That's crazy. It just went, the audio cut out on their end.
And to the community members who have been here supporting us since day one. I also want to say thank you to Trinity River Authority for lowering the water levels so that the divers could reach the area, areas of interest. But at this time, I sadly announced that Audrii's body was located at the Trinity River on the U.S. Highway 59. As a result of today's developments, I will discontinue the Amber Alert for Audrii, and I want to thank DPS, Department of Public Safety, for all their help in this alert. The information that we have gathered in this criminal investigation is substantial. The Polk County Sheriff's Office investigators, the Livingston Police Department, and the Texas Rangers, the game wardens, the FBI, Harris County Sheriff's Office, the San Jacinto County Sheriff's Office, the District Attorney's Office, in Trinity County and Liberty County. It's just an outpouring of love from all of our law enforcement partners. My heart aches with this news, and I express with my deepest sympathies and condolences to everyone who knew, who cared for, and loved Audrii. The Sheriff's Office, we will continue to process the evidence that has been gathered to ensure that the justice for Audrii.
Evil can never be dead enough.
I will turn the podium over to the Polk County District Attorney, Ms. Shelley Sinton.
Thank you, Byron. My name is Shelley Sinton, and I am your Polk County District Attorney. I just want to take a few moments to explain how we're going to move forward from here. Based on all of the evidence that law enforcement has collected, they are in the process of preparing the appropriate arrest warrants for Don Stephen McDougal. At this time, we believe the appropriate arrest warrant is going to be for capital murder in the death of Audrii Cunningham. He is currently still in jail under an unrelated felony charge here. I understand that this is a very difficult time for Audrii's family and for our community. The substantial law enforcement resources that were marshaled by the Sheriff Lyons, I think, should show you that this county and law enforcement, they will come out when they need to protect our children. And the assets that we have been made available to Polk County to protect our children have been substantial. And at this point, as Sheriff Lyons said, he'll continue to collect the evidence and process that. The District Attorney's Office is going to stand right beside them and follow through, and we promise that you can assure that the District Attorney's Office will be just as dedicated to this case as every one of these law enforcement officers that are standing behind you.
Polk County, Texas,
to do what is right for
not
Audrii
Florida.
and bring justice to our community. Thank you. At this time, if you've got some questions, we'll open it up to a few questions.
Any indication of how Audrii was killed?
I cannot speak to that.
At this time right now, we have transported Audrii down to the Harris County Medical Examiner's Office. At that time, we will await their results to be able to determine the cause and method of her death.
But evidence suggests murder.
Well, of course.
We believe that there is enough evidence, yes.
What a great question.
Did Don Stephen McDougal lead you to that location on the river where you found her body? Did he tell you where to find her?
That was evidence that we was collecting through the cell phone analysis, as well as through our videos that we were able to collect, and
yeah, but he took you there.
And some of the information that we received from him, we were able to pinpoint and set. There were several points of interest that was turned over to us, so that we were able to develop. And thank goodness, and by the grace of God, one of those places of interest we were able to locate.
As I understand it.
Wow, so that's the water level down. That's crazy.
Evidence, and right now, folks, when we start talking about how we're linking evidence to McDougal and linking evidence to this case, we want to be very careful on how we do that. I will feel safe to say this, is that there is substantial evidence through the evidence that we've gathered, and some of that evidence was even gathered by the wonderful witnesses and wonderful folks out there in the social media who sent us videos, who sent us pictures. Some of that, even that evidence helped us to be able to come up with these locations, as well as the evidence from cell phones and as videos to pinpoint these locations.
Can you tell us the condition of the 11-year-old's body and if she was dressed?
At this point right now, until we get all our information back from the medical examiner's office, we don't want to release any information concerning Audrii and condition of her body.
Sheriff, what directed you to that portion of I-59 in the Trinity River? What directed you to that area of I-59 in the Trinity River?
It looks like the Michelin Man to
That
me.
area was one of the first areas of our concern points of interest when we started our search on Friday, well, midday Friday. And again, that's going to be developed from some of the evidence. And then, yes, there was some points where he did give information, because there were several places that he said that he had went. So it wasn't a location where he said he took her, but there was a incidents where he said these were locations where he had gone.
Without this evidence that you talk about, would you have been able to find her where you found her? Without the evidence that you just described?
Yes.
You would have found her there?
We would have found her not through him, but we would have found it through the evidence that we collected from the analysis from phones and videos would have, yes.
Was she visible to the naked eye?
You used a sonar. You used a sonar boat. Texas EquuSearch was out with their sonar boat, scanning the bottom of the river for her body. They are the ones that discovered the body. Is that correct?
No.
The image.
I'm not going to say who exactly or what agency discovered her body today. I will say this, that due to the lowering, we were able to contact TRA, Trinity River Authority. They slowed down the outflow from the reservoir, and it allowed the water to go down, and her body was discovered there in the water. But I'm not going to say whether it was Harris County or Montgomery County or EquuSearch. It was a conglomeration of a lot of love and law enforcement networking together that helped discover her.
Sources have told us, though, that Stephen McDougal was the one that told you to lower the level of the river. We've been told that he actually told you to lower the water on the river. Is that true?
We talked to TRA on several occasions about lowering it. When they got to the point, or they felt they were safe to start lowering the river, we were able to get them to do so. Whether or not Mr. McDougal gave us information on lowering the river or not to be able to locate her, that's information that we do not want to release at this time.
One more question.
That's crazy.
Is there any evidence that
location, McDougal told you guys that was one of the locations where
He did advise that was one of the locations that he had gone. Not that he was saying
so he was there.
She was there or any other location, but we know that he went there as well.
Shelley, if there is some response, will you be seeking the death penalty?
Until we get all of the evidence and all the autopsy reports, we're going to have to hold and work with law enforcement to determine what is the best solution to this case. If the evidence supports that, that is something that we're going to look into.
Is there any evidence she was held somewhere else, or was she killed pretty much the day that she disappeared?
We do not have any evidence at this time that's showing that where she may have been held somewhere else. But again, we are still processing mounds and mounds of information and data. Mr. Bob, last question.
Is there any evidence that there was anything used to keep the body underwater?
A weight.
That is information at this time that we do not want to release.
That'd be weird if that 25-pound weight was what was
Thank you all for your
used.
questions. Thank you all for all that you've done for us to help bringing Audrey home.
All right, wow, that's crazy, you guys. I mean, man, sounds like he gave them quite a bit of information that led to the discovery of her body, and that's why I was pointing out this area the other day, is because if she was put in the water here, she could get snagged up here, and maybe that's exactly where law enforcement, when they lowered the river, were able to go in and find her in this area right here. And perhaps she hadn't floated up to the surface yet, you know, so, and obviously she wasn't, because they had to lower the river to go down and try to find her. And man, the water looks already still pretty high, right? I mean, it still looks high right now, right? So man, if they lowered it, I wonder how far they lowered it. It looked like it was raging. They have a dam over here. Didn't you hear that part? Yeah, so over here they just closed down the dam, and they don't allow water to come into it. Just either from here or this one, and then the water just sort of starts, or at least you slow the water coming into it, because the entire amount of water that comes in right here. I'm not sure where the water goes in the lake, though, that was supposed to leave. They must turn off another valve or something. Maybe over, well, it's hard to say what they do. Yeah, it's terrible. Jesus. Yeah. So what are you guys thinking right now? Man, what a nightmare. I'm sure the mother's just absolutely devastated. And if the father's devastated, I guess it's, it probably sucks for him anyways to lose a child, but man, you should just be looking in the mirror for the rest of your life to put your child in a situation like that. Man. Unbelievable. Body found. Let's look at some of that helicopter footage again. Yeah, so yeah, the water does look like it's lower than it was. Probably like up right there even. And how'd you like to be one of those rescue divers that finds her body? Yeah, man, what a nightmare. Everything's just sucks. Jeez. Well, at least there's answers, and she's not missing for the rest of everybody's lives. She's found. They can, the mother and people that cared about her can have some sort of services and be able to say goodbye. It doesn't ever, like, the word closure isn't a real word in crime. Okay, people use it all the time, but there's no such thing. It just means that you can, you're moving on to another chapter in your life, basically. That's it. Yeah, but if let's say they never found her body, the mother would be stuck in the same chapter of like a state of you're just in limbo for years and years and years and years and years and years and years. Okay, now the chapter, you can move on and have new chapters and chapters and chapters. But there's never closure of that incident. What happened to your kid. Right? It just doesn't work that way. It's like, people say the word closure as if like as soon as, okay, great, and then everything, hey, and the next day you're at a comedy club and everything's awesome, and like Casey Anthony. Yeah, that's what it feels like. That they, didn't think they would have a good shot of finding her, so he cut a deal to take the death penalty off the table, and they were able to locate her. That's what it feels like. Why would he bring her to the exact spot that why would he bring law enforcement to the exact spot where he put her body in the water? That's crazy. Alright, I don't really have much more to offer here. What do you guys have anything that you want to talk about? I think at the beginning of the story we pretty much had it dialed in, other than the curveball they threw us yesterday when they had her going up, him going up in this area. But this is the original stuff we had set up here. Hey, thanks, J. Case. And thank you, Joe B. Martin. And Texas EquiSearch up there, by the way, is another place that we've given over $20,000 to over the last 4 years. Yeah, and today, if you just got here, we just gave $600 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. I was going to give $500, but then we had a PayPal came in, so made it $600. I didn't think we were even going to come close to getting the 500 though, which was funny. Yeah, the father is a piece of crap. That's what I said earlier. Right. So if we just go back in time, we did this at the beginning of the show. On Valentine's Day, Don Stephen McDougal communicated with Cassie, the mother of Audrii Cunningham, and through various, just the conversation led to a point where she was going to let Cassie, the mother who does not have custody of Audrii, meet up with Audrii fishing somewhere. And she only wanted to go, though, if Audrii would agree. See, that was a curveball to him. See, that's the thing, is I think he was just hoping the mother would just go, oh yeah, let's do it. But the mother actually gave it a shit, so she didn't want to affect Audrei's mind at all, so she said, I'll only go if you can send me a video of her saying she really wants to see me. But that never happened, and he couldn't make that happen because that's not what he was going to be doing. And I think his original goal was to get Cassie to just show up at this fishing place, but it would have been after he had already assaulted and killed Audrii, and he would have killed her too, and then he would have used the text message to frame Cassie as abducting her own child and just disappeared into the wind. That's what he was going to do. And he probably would have taken the vehicle she showed up in and rolled it into the river too, so that you wouldn't see that. I think he planned this out. The night before he did this text message, the next morning he knew he was going to abduct Audrii, but he wanted the mom to show up, and he wanted the text message exchange to infer that the mother, Cassie, abducted. And then at 6:45 in the morning, he couldn't make that part work because he couldn't get the video, and he couldn't convince the mother to show up, so he was committed, though. He was going to do it anyway. So he takes off in the morning with her, claims he's driving her to school, but ends up, I think he probably assaulted and killed her maybe in this area here, and that's why the backpack's over here. It could be, though, that he left it up here to throw people off. Then there was another spot here where the FBI collected information, put it in bags there. Don't know if that's related. I mean, it looked like it was related to the search, but were the items they found actually related, we don't know. Then he was spotted here by one of the boots on the ground people, getting out of the car, pointing into the water and so forth. And then I was able to find the spot based on what he said. He said Highway 59, Trinity River, boat ramp. So we had this, and then I came up with how to get there. You drive down. You'd have to drive down, and then you come in like this, and you take a right, and then you go back under and come around. And then after we found the location, then we were looking in the water downstream for different snags and so forth that possibly she could have got stuck on. And then the next day they came up with this whole other thing where they said, yeah, we want surveillance camera on this highway. So then it's like, man, did she go up here then? To take her up here, and all this stuff down here was just a ruse, which kind of made sense on its own. But now it's, we're just right back to the original information. And this looks like, she was found right in the water over here. I don't know exactly where. The fact that they're shut off this area probably means it's not south of, I don't know if there's another boat ramp over here though. I mean, it's possible, if there's no other boat ramps down here, that she could have been found way downstream, and we aren't going to get to know until they give us a map. But just taking a look, as we were looking at, there's a bunch of snags in the water in these areas here, especially even right in there. Look at that. So probably wouldn't be able to travel very far, especially with the weighted down, and it was a rope that could get snagged onto something. Don't really know. Well, it's under the bridge. You don't know if it's actually under the bridge itself, Taylor. I mean, when somebody says that, it's like below the bridge. Okay, there's a bridge. Is it right over here? I mean, I would consider that below the bridge. I mean, I guess it's possible though. He walked down, he went in there and just threw in the water, and she sunk to the bottom and was right down in there. But the boats that I was looking at were coming up from this direction. So I guess we'll see, but either way, I think we got it pretty dialed in there. Oh, I forgot to. Sorry about my audio level, guys. Thanks for reminding me. I forgot to. You guys must have your ears blown out. This is the level it's supposed to be right here. I added up 10 because of the press conference. Thank you, GSO Kraken. Your ears are probably just blown at this point. And thank you to Leanne, Kimberly, LaDonna, Mag, and David on PayPal there. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yep, no drama. But the problem is drama sells on YouTube. Like you got to make it into some wild, crazy, fantastical story, and then everybody's just glued in. And when the truth comes out, it's like, oh, yeah, but that was really neato. Yeah, you guys should start shunning and avoiding that kind of crap. It doesn't work. The sound was perfect for me. I'll have to turn it up. Well, yeah, because now you have to turn it up because it's normal now. I guess the standard is if you're at negative 12 decibels. I know that sounds weird when you say negative, but that's sort of the range, like negative 12 to negative 6. But when I boosted it up 10, that means I was way up there. It was always blowing out the top of the mic there. So sorry about that, and thanks for letting me know. So we're going to come back on later this evening, you guys. Maybe we'll do a live review of the... I'm not sure. Doesn't it seem like, though, that the CW network will play it at 8 o'clock on the East Coast, too? So that would be 5 my time, but I won't be able to watch it until 8. But I'm going to be on that show. It's a documentary on Delphi. I've been on Court TV for 4 different cases in the last year and a half or so, but this is like my first show that I've been on. It's a documentary where apparently it sounds like it, just based on some of the information that I'm seeing on some clips, it seems pretty heavily into Ron Logan. And guess who shows up at the end to not talk about Ron Logan? That's Grant Hughes. Thank you very much. Oh my God, Ron Logan? Come on. Anyways, you guys all got to go check it out. Hey, thank you very much, Jess Trombley. Looking forward to watching it. I don't know. Where at Gray? Oh, it's on the CW network. Alright, so if you watch the CW network, I guess apparently like at 8 o'clock at night. I'm not sure what channel it's on in my area, but I'm definitely going to go find it really quick and save it. Okay? But anyways, I got to get going. So I really appreciate all of you guys' support. Sorry, what horrible news. I thought they were just I mean, when they said they found a crime scene, it seemed pretty ominous at that point. So thank you, Eugenie, Tito, and also Tito for 20 months. Thank you very much. Justan Oki, Paulette Leonard, Tawny Lee, Nicole B, Headstone and Headlines, K Crime, Axion, Sandra Halford, Mona L, Lisa L, then Lisa L, 9 months, thank you. Angela Mama, Mizu, Kami, keep the wave going, she said. And Mag, listening from work. You're a blessing, Gray. Thank you for everything you do. You walk the walk. Well, thank you so much. And that was a double cat-eyed. And Christy Kazi, Dana Stansel, Kathleen Canick, Christy Kazi, Nina Armstrong, Peekaboo Cocktail. Actually, Christy Kazi said, for Gray, you know what? Let me see when they started coming. So up above, Tawny Lee said, thank you, GHI and Freaks. Nicole B said, hello, Sir Gray. Headstone and Headline said, thank you for covering Audrey. Thank you, K Crime. Then Axion said, sounds great, Gray. For that was because we were going to match the donation up to 500, but then we did 600. Now we donated $600 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Then Sandra Halford, Mona L, Lisa L. Then we were at then Kami said keep the wave going. Then Mag said what I just wrote what she wrote. Then Chrissy Kazi said for all the missing and exploited angels. Danny Stanzel, Kathleen Canick. Great to catch you in the day. Christy Kazi for Gray and all his hard work. Nina Armstrong. Peekaboo Cocktail said thank you for all you do. Sonia, thank you for all your generosity, Gray. Well, the thing is, I am not able to be as generous. Like you guys are what make me be, allow me to be generous, right? Like it's, if you guys weren't supporting my channel and so forth, we wouldn't be able to do what we do, right? We've if you're just new here, we've given over $80,000, directly from the income from the channel to a DNA fund where we, using Identifinders International through Intermountain Forensics, identify Jane and John Does out there. We've already have, I think, 4 or 5 completed ones and many more in the works. So there you go. Yeah, then let's see. Cheryl Paisley Dreams for Audrey, she said. And then Beth Katzberger became a new member. Beth Katzenberger. Then Truck Stop Murder and True Crime said, you do an amazing job. Thank you for all you do. Joyce Lee, Annie T said, gifted 10 memberships. Oh, I didn't see that. Well, thanks, Annie T. Man, that was really nice. Must have been right in the middle of something there. And then Simply Me, Peter Yuli, Danny ICURN, Sweet Angel, Audrey, we won't forget you, she said. Hartley said in honor of a heart. And then Believe Angel, yes, in memory of Audrey. Then Annie T and Sweet Caroline, both with cat eye donations. And 8675309, a song just after Sweet Caroline. 2 songs right in a row there. Pixie Blue said, hopefully we can help another child before it's too late. And then Nina Armstrong said, thank you, Gray and Freaks, fly high, Audrey. Michelle, in memory of Audrey. Misha, Cat Eye, then Jay Tharp said, thank you, Gray, for all you do. I just sent some pictures of the area, volunteers and sheriffs searching by the dam. An article of him living in a camper. Yeah, maybe we'll check that out later. And then Mag, again, said, don't forget, thumbs up, everybody. Subscribe and join the Freak family. Yes, everybody, hit that like button. Then Nina Armstrong. Then Jay Case with a cat eye. Shout out to GHI, Texas Echo Search, the Freaks. Rest in peace, beautiful child. So sorry. Then Joe B. Martin said, thanks for your donation, Gray. Love your good, true intentions. Then Osiris Stewart, and then Jess Trombley. Awesome. So that's it, you guys. I really appreciate it. Sorry for the, just terrible news there. And, when the arrest warrant comes out, we'll go over that whole thing from start to finish and get the entire thing mapped out. And then after that, there's probably, if there's breaking news on it, like a new piece of information, we'll do updates. But we don't sit around and just keep covering it. There's some cases that I do cover more often than others because I'm, there's a lot of information and a lot of, like the Delphi case and Idaho 4, I built 3D models in that one. So it's kind of, one that I continually go back to, but there's always time in between where we're doing other cases out there. All right. So again, everybody, thank you all very much for being here. And what do we have? Do we have... Oh, that was the main one. How about this one? Oh, the dogs aren't even in their spot. But anyways, thank you all very much. We'll see you this evening. I'll put a community post out or something to say what time I'm coming on to see where the CW Network's first airing is. Okay? Does that sound good? And then maybe we can watch it at the same time. And, I can't show it on the screen, obviously, but we can watch it and comment and, however it works out. Okay? So, again, thank you very much. We'll see you later. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. And make sure you take good care of your kids. All right? Don't let yourself become one of these idiots that we see so often. Montgomery's parents, Cunningham's parents, Summer Wells's parents. It just keeps going. The list goes. I mean, there's way more than that, but those are just ones that popped into my head right at that moment. All right, so see you guys later, and be safe out there. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, plug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. We donated 600 to Knickknack Plato. If you try and play me like an old projector, crime sector is my nectar. Professor Grader's gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector, fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temple fucking checked ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody, talk to you. Where's that one I wanted to play? Hold on a second. It was Evil Can Never Be Dead Enough. Where is that guy? This guy.
Evil can never be dead enough.
That's another sheriff from Texas. I agree with that one. Don't you? All right, guys. See you later.